As we celebrate Women's Day, it's very important to reflect on the ongoing struggles that women face. The courage and unity displayed in 1956 also reminds us that the fight for equality is far from over. And after this month of celebration, the daily challenges that women face still persist: discrimination, gender-based violence, and economic inequality also continue to affect countless lives. It's a reminder that the fight for women's rights must be a continuous effort, not just a once-a-year commemoration. Well, to further unpack this, let's extend a very warm welcome to Jeanne Bodenstein, who is an advocacy specialist at Rape Crisis in Cape Town. Jeanne, happy Women's Day to you. Thank you so much for your time on this special day. Look, 30 years on, South African women still wake up to the sad reality that, yes, as many strides have been made in the emancipation as well as advancement of women's rights, daily social ills like GBV as well as femicide and even rape still persist. What do we need to do as women in order to be protected, you think?
Thank you for the question and thank you for having me. I think it's really important to understand that the issue of gender-based violence is a society-wide issue, and it does involve us working together to address this. And one such example, we spoke about the lack of access in your previous insert, is the accessibility of Thuthuzela care centers across the country. Currently, there are 65 of these centers that offer forensic examination, medical care, the opportunity to open a case with the police, the opportunity to receive psychosocial counseling, and also referral for other longer-term services. And these need to be accessible to every survivor across the country, whether you are in Michigan or in Johannesburg. And this is a big thing that we can do to address this and to address the experiences of survivors of gender-based violence.
Absolutely, Jeanne. I mean, what do you feel remain the biggest as well as main contributing factors to all these social ills? I mean, we have laws as well as bills that proclaim to be for the betterment of these issues, Jeanne. Yet it just seems that they just look great on paper as well as on the book, but fall very short on implementation.
Yeah, that is definitely true. We do have some things to celebrate. The rollout of sexual offences courts across the country that has recently been legislated, as well as the rollout of Thuthuzela care centres, as I just described, across the country. However, what really needs to happen is that these great examples, these centres of excellence, need to not only be available in urban areas, but also in peri-urban and rural areas, so that all survivors of sexual and domestic violence have access to this care, so that they can embark on a path of healing. Not only does the criminal justice system have a role to play, but also healing so that they can contribute to a society in an economic way and in other meaningful ways. And it is really important that we see this issue as something that has to be solved by the communities that we live in, the government, the criminal justice system, the private sector. It really is about us working together to make sure that survivors receive access, but also to make sure that there is awareness about what constitutes a crime of sexual violence, what constitutes domestic violence.
And giving you a platform, Jeanne, as an advocacy specialist, now to appeal to those that are the beholders of our rights as well as laws. What do you want to say to them pertaining to some of the issues, particularly issues like rape that women still go through? I mean, how do you address them in trying to ensure that, of course, we eradicate this behavior?
Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity. I think it is so important that while we have a newly established government and all the political parties made a lot of promises during their campaigns, but now is the time to make those promises a reality. Now is the time to make sure that all the ministries, all the government departments who have a a history of working in silos, come together to make sure that the laws and the policies that are great are actually implemented, so that the women and the survivors in Misgend, as well as the survivors in all of the other small towns and bigger towns, can really experience this government working for them.
And finally, Jeanne, another moment for you to give all women in the country their message as, of course, they observe this historical day today.
Yeah, I want to say congratulations to us for playing such a pivotal role in society, for playing such a pivotal role in our communities, and for bearing a big brunt of the care work in South Africa, but also for showing up for ourselves, for our children, for our families. And I want to encourage all survivors of sexual and domestic violence to please reach out if you are in that place in a journey to access psychosocial support for yourself as well as for people that you care about.
Jeanne, thank you so much for your input this afternoon. Once again, a happy Women's Day to you. That is Jeanne Bodenstein, a rape crisis out in Cape Town, also giving her voice on this special Women's Day.